gonna wrap up the new year here because we got, like I said, we sitting through some things today. It's a fun new year right now. It's a fun new year. So I seen something that came across my feed today. My feed. We don't
Things
call it my feed.
are
And
changing.
this was something from somebody called Dupley. I'm not too sure, but we're gonna figure it out. But shout out to him as well. Um, he's got a piece called "The Great Culture Shift." Now, obviously, we see who's on the cover here. You know what I'm saying? It's Kendrick Lamar and Donald Trump. I think. Is it Donald Trump or am I tripping?
Things.
I can't see right now. But either way, we got Kendrick Lamar in here. Now, I'm very curious to see what this is. It's a nice little quick half-hour hit piece, real quick. We love all creative things, and what better way than to wrap up the new year than with a video like this? You know what I'm saying? There's no better way than doing it to something like this. So, don't forget to like the video, subscribe. We are sitting through and reacting to what we know as the great culture shift. Let's see if I got some things to say here. Shout out to Dupley. We're going to subscribe to his channel if we fucking with the vibe. Here we go. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. We in here. The great culture shift.
Are changing. If you teleported someone from 10 years ago to today, their first impression would be that not much has changed. Phones got bigger, prices went higher, and GTA 6 still hasn't come out yet. But us who have actually lived through that period though, we know the truth. We know nothing is the same. A couple years ago, hip-hop was the biggest genre in the world. Now it's dead. Just yesterday, everyone was holding their tongue.
I will say I disagree that it's dead. You know, that whole hip hop culture thing is dead. I don't believe in that. But we'll see what he has to say with that. We'll see what he has to say. We're gonna let this rock. This is dope. I like what it is. I like the intro, though.
Now nobody cares. Today I want to answer the question on everyone's mind. What the fuck happened? These are the 5 stages of a culture shift.
Okay. I'm curious to see how this goes. I just don't agree with hip hop's dead though.
Stage 1. Beginning.
Welcome to the year 2014. We're here at the tail end of Obama's presidency. V-necks are cool, Instagram filters and Vine videos are at their peak.
Got it!
Damn, that's crazy that was almost 11 years ago. That's crazy.
My name is Jeff.
Everyone is doing the ice bucket challenge, and
I
Happy
did
by
do that
Pharrell
stupid
Williams
shit.
is the biggest song on the planet.
Damn. Cause I'm happy. Yeah, I remember
The
that
general
stupid
vibe is, well, kinda joyful.
I will say though, if we're getting into all this, the shift that I noticed it started to happen is when Make America Great started happening. So I wonder if he's gonna talk on that because I know that's when things really changed. When Make America Great hashtag hat came, that's when the like culture and everything really started shifting because we had hope at first, and then we had Make America Great, and I said, oh, things are changing.
Yeah. You guys remember that? I mean, if Happy dropped today, it would flop diabolically, become a TikTok meme, and get categorized as coworker music all within a 48-hour window. Things wouldn't stay like this for long, though, as behind all the corny enthusiasm in the pop sphere, change was coming.
In the most unexpected form.
Hip-hop at one point
See, I feel like hip hop changed in 2010 for me, but then once again, this all depends on like your generation and like what year and how old you are and shit too.
been a massively successful and influential genre. By the time 2014 rolled around though, it seemed like those days were long gone and that the once giant cultural force was on its last legs. Some may have disagreed, but the charts certainly seem to point in that direction, as 2014 statistically marked the lowest presence the genre had had on there in a long time. Mainstream hip-hop was dead, and the genre needed a spark, a wave that would pull it back up to the center of everyone's attention. In another corner of society, though, that was already happening.
So I will say, as far as how this hip hop died stuff, I disagree with that because I feel like you just got to look deeper and in better places outside the mainstream. Because for me, 2014 wasn't when hip hop died. I think the radio and what was being pushed out died. And that was in 2007, 2008. But for up to speed references here, yes, 2014, you can blame that, but I would say that was more of the 2010 change of the guard, which was like the Drakes, the Coles, the Kendricks, and then you had your splashes of everybody else in there, like your Tyler Creators, your Futures. You had all of that starting to come out. Like it started to become real gimmicky, like for real.
Growing outrage tonight after an unarmed African-American teenager was shot and killed by police in the St. Louis suburb of Ferguson, Missouri.
Remember that?
Leading up to 2015, several disconnected examples of inequality had managed to cross over from online virality to nationwide outrage.
They're mad. I'm mad. We should all be mad, man. We should all be angry because of what's going on right now.
We are asking for games to be more inclusive. We're asking for games to acknowledge that we exist and that we love games.
With the rise of social media, there was a growing feeling that everyday people now had the power to make an actual change. Nobody really knew at the time, but this was only the beginning of something much greater. In stage one, the seed is planted, the foundational idea is shared amongst the collective. The vibes are in the air. Okay, and now it's up for people to grab them and make them into something real. Most movements stop here, but every so often they move into
Stage 2. Rise.
The rise of viral moments and the rise
seeing
of
the
social
stale
media.
atmosphere hip-hop's veterans had left behind. The new generation decided to try something different.
Oh, this is interesting. This is
Hold
interesting.
up, Thug want to play some new shit.
Big facts, just Todd.
You could hear their music online, mainly on SoundCloud and YouTube, and every once in a while one would creep onto the radio.
So I ain't gonna lie, this was around the time too where I think I was sick of certain rappers. This is when I wasn't liking the Migos and them, this guy, you know what I'm saying? Give me. I wasn't liking none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I really was like, what is this? Because this was still in the category of like chicken noodle soups and stanky legs for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew the sound and what it was doing for like the vibes and the environment, but me being like a lyricist, a hip hop guy, like for real, I was like, nah, this is not it. So okay, this is refreshing because it's reminding me of almost what I was going through in real time when I was like, oh, I ain't fucking with this rap shit that's like on the radio. Because this is just radio spin shit and SoundCloud rappers because I'm forgetting the SoundCloud rap era too.
So-called mumble rappers didn't take pride in their lyricism or messaging. They just put all their focus into energy, swag, and melodies. They were seen as a joke. Okay, most people didn't take them seriously, so they didn't see it coming. But over time, these artistic choices would form into a distinctive sound and aesthetic in the underground. And soon enough, with nothing happening in the mainstream, these fresh ideas would begin rapidly gaining traction. By the time 2016 rolled around, SoundCloud artists were blowing up.
So this is I'm glad they're showing all these guys. Look at Drama Mad too. So this is why I don't like 21. You know what I'm saying? Because he came on this freestyle, and I'll never forgive him for when he came on and said, like, I'll never forgive him for that. So as much as, like, he's improved over the years, I'm never going to forgive him for I'm never going to forgive him for that, dog. And then Kodak Black talking about he's better than Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Then you had Little Uzi on the yeah shit. You know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be a freestyle cipher. This was really the moment where I was like, oh, it's toast. Because then you had Yachty on some wild shit, too. And it's funny how they've all created like their own lanes. Mine is probably Kodak, unfortunately, but it's crazy how 21 is probably the one that's like the leader of like this hip hop shit. But nah, this dude was disrespecting hip hop too. So I'm glad we're here about this point too, because Young Thug or what? Not Young Thug. What the fuck this nigga's name is? 21 Savage. You know what I'm saying? He was a wild guy back in the time. I ran.
Overnight.
Water.
Yeah, I didn't fuck with none of this shit. Yo.
All of a sudden, hip-hop is cool again. Everyone is talking about it.
I know these old hip-hop heads is pissed.
Oh, like Joe Budden? I know you watching this shit like.
Yes, we all are. I was.
Put up on your bitch, she sucked my dick, and then you kissed the
Goddamn.
That's the worst freestyle I ever heard in my life.
Memes, debates, and micro trends are at an all-time high.
I just read about this kid who spent 15 hours saying Gucci Gang.
The new wave is coming, and everyone can feel it too. It's 2016, the year most Gen Zers talk about, like it was the last time they felt happiness. And I'm Gen Z, and they're absolutely right. That shit was just different, I'm sorry. Like, you put your Yeezys on, grab your
Funny, around this time, I was definitely that whole, like, get off my lawn type of guy at this point in time. I was not really with this type of shit.
Hoverboard, go out in the street, open the Pokemon Go app, you go online, and there's like a new Vine trend.
Damn, oh my God.
Daniel, back at it again with the wine.
Damn Daniel, Mannequin Challenge, Running Man, Juju on that beat. No real worries, just Harambe, killer clowns, and the 73 and 9 Warriors. Like, compare that shit to now. All these new generations have is
6'7", 6'7".
What you know about the dab? Young buck? The fuck? You wish you were Unc. You wish you were Unc. Back into the real world, and things are heating up. As Trump gets elected president, more and more people start feeling a responsibility.
Make America great again. Once Make America great again is when, like, if you were an adult, that's when you felt this shift. Like 2015, though, was kind of like when you really started feeling this shift, though, because I feel like at that point you had things starting to be televised, social media, because he's skipping some parts and pieces, like where as an older person can talk, it's like there were things that you were seeing that you weren't used to seeing all the time in real time, like how you started seeing things. So you were starting to be exposed to a lot of shit. But he's killing it right now with, like, touching on very pinnacle points in each year so far within the last 10 years. I like this.
Ability to stand up and finally say something. At this point in time, the outrage we saw at the start of the decade started becoming more and more frequent.
So let me, before he keeps going, let me ask y'all in the chat and let me ask y'all in the comments that is, you know, making it to this point, because, you know, we are reacting to this. When did you feel like there was a great culture shift? You know what I'm saying? Like, it all depends on how old you are. But I had 3 moments of a culture shift. For music, it was in 2008 for me. For life, it was 2015. You know what I'm saying? Because we're reflecting in this, and this is a great reminder. 2015, and then 17 to 20 was when I started realizing, like, there was a shift in the world. You know what I'm saying? As far as how people view things. We're growing as we're like the adults in the world, so you see how people like feel about things, you see how people like really just follow like the trends and then the cult like things. So I feel like there was like 3 different times of a great culture shift. So what was y'all's? You know what I'm saying? Mine was 2008, 2015 to 17, then 2017 to probably 20. I had 3 different cultural moments.
They actually made a difference. The Me Too movement exposed high-profile predators and sent a lot of them to jail. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Weinstein, and Kevin Spacey all get packed up.
I'd say a couple. I'd say a couple.
It's over with. The internet finally made people answer for their shit.
What up, Cindy?
Colin Kaepernick sitting down, he said, to take a stand against the growing number of unarmed black men killed by police and racial injustice in general.
We just got out of a long...
You know what a lot of people call that today? Black fatigue.
Long-term relationship with a very boring but sensible person. And now we're dating a whore.
Thousands of Americans enraged by the man voted into office by millions of other Americans.
Fake hair, she's racist, she's always lying, we don't care!
You don't have an option, you have to stand up, speak up, act up!
On Hollywood's biggest night, it was activism that took center stage.
So I'm hyperventilating a little bit. If I fall over, pick me up because I've got some things to say.
Our voices joining together in a mighty chorus that is finally saying, time's up.
We put up monuments for the feminists. Tell the NRA they in God's way.
As we moved closer to the end of the decade, those who never had a voice increasingly started banding together, and seeing the positive effects their actions could now have, thought to themselves,
it's funny how like you're kind of watching in real time or like in reflection on how like these terms were in the moment versus how they're used and weaponized today, like the term woke, the Black Lives Matter, the organization versus just the movement and the term, or not the term and just the saying. You can tell like how people are trying to weaponize it now versus what was going on back then in real time. Now what the organizations and shit do, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But the saying and the hashtag, that meant something back then because of what was going on back then. And then all of this shit here too, it's like we're seeing this in real time with these files. We'll call them the files right now, you know what I'm saying? We'll call it the files.
Can actually do this.
Stage 2 occurs when all those people who shared a common idea in stage 1 start linking up, connecting, and building towards a common goal. The new wave is in full effect and ascending rapidly into
stage 3.
The peak. What's also noticeable is that how fast this is, like, the beginning, the rise, and the peak. This all happened in like a 4-year time span.
Stage 3 marks the peak of the movement's popularity as the average Joe comes to discover what all the fuss is about. The thing, whatever it is, then becomes increasingly commercial and accessible for mass consumption. At this point, your alcoholic uncle will bring up Thing at a family gathering.
The problem they have is that I don't give a fuck. They don't cancel me, I cancel them.
Your parents ask you about Thing. SNL makes an awkward skit on Thing, which will make you slightly uncomfortable and chuckle one time.
Oh, I forgot about the
Hey, who the fuck watches this shit?
And even though this seemed like the natural trajectory of both movements, nothing could possibly prepare people for what was about to come.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We are going to begin right now with breaking news because the World Health Organization has declared the coronavirus outbreak a pandemic.
I think this was the year that changed everything for everybody. And like ever since then, a lot of us have been stuck in this parallel universe or the Matrix or whatever you want to call it. But this was definitely like the shift. The shift really happened here too. Like that was another one. Like this was the year of the shifts. Like this was the global shift. 2020 was the global shift of all shifts.
COVID just hit. Everyone's inside and scared. But I'm not gonna lie, I was happy as fuck. You're telling me I don't have...
See, I ain't gonna lie. For me, COVID was non-existent because I was going through a completely different thing that just was way more like important to me than like some mask and shit. Like I don't even think I wore a mask the entire time during COVID unless I was like at work because I had to. But other than that, I was not masking up because I didn't give a fuck about no mask, and it had nothing to do with like why and everything else. It's just personal reasons. But yeah,
to go to school and I can spend the entire day doom scrolling.
Oh my God,
bro,
facts.
Sign me up.
Forgot about him.
It has to come from the same virus to be in the same family. Viruses come in families. Stop touching niggas with your hands.
This was the era of face masks, Zoom meetings, Among Us sessions, and TikTok.
I'm still mad I didn't cash in on the Zoom fucking stock shit too, and I was telling everybody about Square. It was Square, dog.
Talk videos.
And I'm in the house bored in a house, and I'm in the house bored.
And to make matters worse, nearly a decade of protests culminated in the explosion that was the murder of George Floyd.
That was right after.
Riots and protests engulfed the entire country for several months.
So what's crazy about that is that there was like a 5-year window of like that type of shit too, which is crazy that once again we're watching this in real time and like going back in time. This shit was going on forever, but like once again, the beginning was 2014, 15, so like you had a good like 6 years and shit of this shit happening, dog. Like that's just wild.
While the issue of social justice became unavoidable and omnipresent,
the Black Lives Matter movement has unleashed a wave of protests against racism worldwide.
If you've exhausted every option of peaceful protest for decades and the prosecution of police still hasn't changed, what would you do?
Protest is pretty fucking amazing. They seem to be dedicated to change in a way.
See, what's funny is that we talk about this now. People be like, yeah, see, they riot and they break stuff and they do things that they're not supposed to do. You heard what I just said. Yo, this was like 6 years straight of wild shit. And then once again, we are now able to see this shit on our phones every day, constantly, 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Like the availability to see this shit every single day and deal with it and try to work through it. Like before 2014, 2015, I don't think you was really watching people die on your phone screen. You wasn't watching people lose their lives on your computer screens on constant loop through every application, every, you know what I'm saying, every moment you scroll through something, you wasn't seeing that before 2014. Like, this is crazy. He's talking some, yo, I like this right here. Yo, shout out to you for this, man.
That I can't remember anything like this in my life.
The state of pop culture at this point showed us that racial awareness was mandatory, LGBTQ appreciation was necessary, and that social justice was cool.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take.
I ain't gonna lie, all this shit was so cringy though. Like, I hated how, once again, like, you would take something, because we all had a power in our platform. That's what it is. It starts from the platform and the power to use your voice and stuff. People started doing things for, it almost felt for a show. I didn't like this moment, but I understood it for the bigger purpose of it. But now here we are in 2025, and now it's the complete opposite.
Responsibility. I take responsibility for every unchecked moment.
Next, and what
This
is
must,
possibly
that must be the, like, you don't have to apologize for being white things. Like,
my second favorite story this month.
Now
Netflix
I see why
and
they
Amazon
say that
Prime
shit.
came together to fight homophobia.
Quote, an unnecessary gay character.
Sorry you've yet to realize that every gay person is very necessary.
700,000 likes.
We love gay people too!
And folks, tune into the radio to hear the #1 song in the country, Montero.
Lil Nas is gay. Oh, let me stop.
Yo, what was that? I don't remember that. What was that?
Bro,
what was that?
I gotta edit that out. Okay, Dad, you look like you homophobic. No, I'm not homophobic.
Girl boss main leads dominate.
What was that? I ain't never seen no shit like that. I missed that.
I identify as non-binary.
There's a really long history of black people not being treated fairly in this country. It has to stop.
Quinn has gender dysphoria.
Oh, so this is why people was really mad and stuff, because, like, this shit just kept happening like this, huh? So I see why people was mad, but it's like, yo, like, just, you ain't got, because I don't remember none of this, to be real, which is funny. That's why I'm like, oh, so y'all was really just paying attention to this shit too much. Like, yo, just let it rock. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's progressiveness. That's what I look at this. Like, this must have been the progressiveness era, where some people was like, boom, but then people were like, you're pushing it in our faces. Like, it's like, yo, it's just progressive shit, dog. Like, you don't have to, like, accept it for what it is when they're showing it to you. You can ignore this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. You can ignore it. If it's really pissing you off that much, you can ignore it, because I definitely don't remember none of this shit. Even with the whole, like, I apologize shit. I ignored that too, because I don't really remember all of that. Once I seen a little bit of that, I ignored the shit out of that shit. So it's like, you can easily just ignore shit, dog.
Son, gender is not one she identifies with.
I will no longer allow an unchecked moment. I will no longer allow racist, hurtful words, jokes, stereotypes, no matter how big or small, to be uttered in my presence.
Moral purity became everything. Okay, how much do you care? How good of a person are you?
See, I always felt like this was, I call it the fake caring era. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people be fake caring and picking and choosing when to care about shit and when to not to. So, like, I definitely had a lot of eye rolling moments in this woke era, is what people call it. I don't think it's the woke era for me. It's the fake caring era for me. Like, people just be fake caring too much, and we still do it to this day.
Those were the main questions of the COVID era.
At the same time that social justice issues were reaching their zenith, hip-hop was also peaking. Coasting off the momentum of the SoundCloud wave, the entire genre had embraced the homogenous trap aesthetic. But not without reason. I mean, it worked, and it didn't stop working. It was the sound of pop charts and pop culture. Every commercial had a trap beat in the background. Labels started mass-producing industry plans to capitalize on the goldmine that mainstream rap had become. Nav was selling...
And that's what ruined, you know, mainstream hip-hop, is that those type of rappers just infiltrated the game, and they saw that it was a cash cow. To the point where eventually you just get sick of it. They ran it to the ground. But with that, though, you have to understand that the internet era was out there as well. Like, that's how you found out about these dudes. So you were able to go find other people and push the other people. But because they were able to get the perfect songs that had everybody dancing in the clubs, waving their hands and shit, it was oversaturated. You know what I mean? That was an oversaturated moment for like these type, because I didn't fuck with none of these dudes. Like once again, I think up until probably in the last 2 years, I probably wasn't really digging to go find a lot of new rappers and shit like that because there was shit like this getting pushed and I wasn't digging myself. But then I started digging in the last 2 years when I started this channel and shit. And then I always knew like my true hip hop, uh, origins and shit. So it was like I always knew this shit was trash, but I always knew like you still had to go dig. Because before that, I had Hip Hop DX and all this other shit, but then that faded off, and then that's when I had like a little window in a pocket where I wasn't really getting the same music as much anymore.
130K first week. What are we talking about? At this point, hip hop was the biggest genre of music in the world, becoming bigger than it had ever been.
Even larger than life pop stars were desperate to jump on the wave.
When you see the max, they stacked up like my ass, yeah. Go from the south to the booth, make it all back.
Ariana Grande had a whole era where she just spray painted her skin brown.
I'm like, bitch, this my cookie, this my juice, okay? Carry on.
Talked strictly in awe.
This is the Mac I'm here to talk about today, girl. Come on.
And made watered down trap music.
Make big deposits, my gloss is chopping.
Kill me, get your ass in here.
Molly Sour
Come on, girl.
This is actually real. Like her fans call it the Blackiana era.
In just a couple of years' time, both of these movements had managed to conquer
One more
the world.
Minute till the new
and
year,
now,
folks.
Having been rewarded with great success, the founders are no longer focused on innovating. Instead, their primary goal is to maintain their status, polishing the ideas that had worked so well for them in the past. Meet Drake. It's the end of 2021 and he's the biggest rapper in the world. Larger than life and in complete control of hip hop. It hadn't always been this way though. Once upon a time, he was just an awkward, geeky kid who stuck out like a sore thumb amongst his rapper peers.
I just want to make music that people enjoy, you know?
While on radio, young Drake might have been a rising star and hitmaker, amongst the hip-hop community, he was a laughing stock.
I don't like anything about Drake. Mom, I don't like his voice. I don't like what he talks about. I be trying to tell his face. I don't like
I might send bottles to Charlamagne. We're going to take a brief pause in a moment here because, like I said, we are wrapping up the year with this great culture moment here. And shout out to this brother right here for compiling this great video here with nothing but pure facts. But we're taking a brief moment in time to say happy mother effing New Year's to all you filthy animals out there. The ball has dropped. It is 12 o'clock on the dot, and we are into a new year while we are doing this live reaction. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe. If you lurking and smirking, hit that button. But right back to it.
He walks like nothing. Now his haircut.
An emotional pussy who talked about women and feelings too much.
He's so emotional, man. When did rap become that? He'll just make a song that's just like, oh, I'm crying.
From that point on, Drake did everything in his power to dominate the rap game, secretly hoping he could change the mind of all those bullies who didn't let him in at the start of the decade. It took a lot of work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of great music.
Drake breakdown
Fast forward to 2021, and Drake had gotten exactly what he was asking for.
Got his beard.
His vulnerable and emotional approach had completely changed the foundation of the rap game, and was finally accepted as normal. Drake was not...
Well, you know what's kind of funny about that, though, is that Drake took that formula from, like, the Dirks, that made like that pain rap music and shit, you know what I'm saying, that opening up music. Drake just made it soft. That's how I look at it, because I feel like I always heard pain rappers, but it wasn't popular like that. But Drake found a little niche and a formula to just kind of make it bitch. So that's just like what he did.
Not only the undisputed king of the biggest music genre in the world, but also well respected in almost every corner of its culture, even managing to convince some of his street credibility. Aubrey didn't want to change things
Fooled
anymore.
everybody. He ain't fooled
Aubrey
me, though.
wanted...
I already knew Aubrey, so it's funny that we on this Aubrey piece, because, you know, with Aubrey, Lawbury, Drake, whatever you want to call him, Iceman, whatever you want to call this nigga, already knew this dude was a fraud from when he rapped on Funk Flex. And I'm going to always bring this up when we talk about Drake. Anybody that knows me, like, for real, knows that, like, my gripe with Drake is that he pulled out the BlackBerry on Funk Flex's show when he was trying to freestyle. And, like, I never looked at him the same since then. So, like, I listened to the CDs, I downloaded them on Apple Music and shit. I listen to this shit, you know what I'm saying? Because once again, Drake do have the vibe music. He do got the vibe music, but I never respected him as like a real MC or like a rapper. Like I always looked at him as an artist from the moment he was on Funk Flex and shit talking about, can I bring it back? Can I bring it back? Oh shit, Flex, I'm looking at my BlackBerry, like, you know what I'm saying? So I never really respected Drake as a rapper ever since then. Like I've been consistent with that for like ever.
Things to stay the same. Nothing lasts forever. People always seem to forget that. Where there once was a purpose, now isn't anymore. People get cocky, arrogant, and start abusing their power just because they can.
Honestly, if you guys want to look in my eyes, you guys want to do something? You guys, that's what I thought. No, that's what I thought.
In a figurative sense, this is the point where the victim becomes the bully, perpetuating the cycle of abuse that was responsible for the start of the movement in the first place.
I have to come to the conclusion that inherently, I Show Speed is just a piece of shit. I don't see any way someone like this can turn around and redeem themselves and be able to make up for all the disgusting shit that they've done and said and influenced for people.
As a guy with a platform, I can't imagine posting anything like that.
Bankrupt. I'm dead. So this is stuff that I don't really pay attention to because like I know he's popular and stuff like that in the stream world, but like he's mad young, so I just don't really pay attention to him and shit. But I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing because I don't know what he's doing. So like I like that he's just succeeding at what he's doing. Let me just say that because I don't keep up with Speed.
Them, put them out of business, deplatform them, like actually take them out financially.
They feel untouchable and unbeatable, convinced that their run will last forever.
I want nothing to do with you, and I won't think twice about it because you're not worth keeping around.
Sitting in a red light
This
special
exact
room?
moment marks the beginning of the end.
And now, we
This
take a
is
short
good-ass
break from our
breakdown
program
right
to
now.
learn the art of performative progressivism. Brought to you by Mint Mobile.
Welcome to today's video clip. How to be a performative good guy. You want status, you want reputation, and you want status. Okay, so for this strat, you're gonna need 3 things, okay? Twitter account, one of these glasses, and these are very important, okay? Specifically this shape. It has to be this shape. It has to be this shape. These glasses say you're harmless, you care about women, and you care about social activism. The very important step.
Take my shit on right now, you know.
Okay.
No, I'm playing.
These glasses tell people you're an intellectual. All that's left now is the 3rd step, which is getting an internet connection. Now you're gonna want to get yourself a Mint Mobile plan.
What up,
because
Jay?
they sponsored this video. Now remember, we're only gonna do this while it's cool and trendy. So even though you save money on the longer plans, all we really need is the 3-month one. You're the star here, okay? This is all about you. Mint Mobile runs on the largest 5G network in the country, so no matter where you go, marginalized voices can sleep well knowing that you will be there to protect them. Don't worry, okay? Mint Mobile makes switching super easy.
Happy New
You can
Year
do it
to
all
you
in a
too,
couple of
Jay.
minutes. Keep your contacts, your phone number, everything. Click the link below and get yourself one of their premium wireless plans that starts at only $15 a month, okay? And for a limited time,
Oh, I
all
feel like this is
unlimited
an ad. I'm like, alright, dog. You really got me with
Stage 4. Decline.
This is where we are, canceling food. Last week they canceled Uncle Ben's rice. No beans, no rice. Trump doesn't even need to build a wall.
We're now beginning week 2 of the left's all-out attack on Joe Rogan.
The liberal mob's lashing out at Euphoria star Sydney Sweeney, calling her racist after she posted photos from her mom's 60th birthday party.
As we started getting deeper into the 20s, the dominance of wokeness in the mainstream and the aggressive tactics it used in eliminating its detractors sparked massive outrage on the other side of the political aisle. There was a growing rage from those who felt left out and ironically oppressed in popular culture. Zuckerberg became a red pill frat bro at 40 years old. Elon Musk buying X and making it a safe haven for the ostracized and the canceled.
Like wokeness basically wants to make comedy illegal.
See, what's funny is like all of this stuff I feel like I just wasn't caring about. Like I remember being in the Matrix during this moment. I was like, it's okay, whatever. Like, you know, I still got it. I'm never gonna call it what the fuck he made it. So what's that got to do with me? Like, it's just I still got my account. I bet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, this was that era where people was just crying about fucking everything. So I wouldn't wrap it up as woke and shit like that. I would just say motherfuckers was crying too much because everybody was just crying all the fucking time about something. Like, motherfuckers was always crying.
Which is not cool.
Podcasts become the home of anti-wokeness, with most comedians pulling in millions of views while professing
You
their
know what's
hate.
funny? That's probably why my shit be slowing down and shit, cause I don't be on this whole like anti-woke shit or whatever. I be on some just like, fuck out of here bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more about like, bullshit, like woke, anti-woke, whatever, like, fuck out my face with all that shit. If you want some dumb shit, no matter what side of the spectrum you want, get the fuck out of my face with that shit. And people just don't know where I lean and shit. But I'm just never gonna be like, oh yeah, I want more subs. So I'm just gonna be like an anti-woke guy, or like, go completely left it or right or whatever we want to call it. Like, I'm never gonna do that shit for the numbers, because like, say at the end of the day, people can S my D for that too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for the social justice movement. Along with them, their audience started rapidly moving.
that is true.
in the
They are.
opposite direction. They too would be canceled.
They are. They
but
do
listen,
take
it's still
over the
been going.
game. Oh,
Woke
shit.
culture.
They did take over the game. That I forgot. That's what it is. You gotta be like a sick nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a sick nigga and just start being like, fuck black people, fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the left this shit, to really like start like taking off in this shit. Cause I see what's been going on. Like, you gotta start being on the bullshit to like really start like taking it to the next level. Cause I always said this though. If y'all watch my podcast or anything like that, don't forget to check out, the conversations on BITO'S Couch Potato Podcast. We have all sorts of conversations and all sorts of fucking episodes. But like I said, like, this internet space is like how I view it. It's kind of like the gaming space. It's mad racist. Niggas just be hiding in basements, sitting in fucking dark rooms and shit, and just, typing on these keyboards and just doing the most hot latest ass shit. But now you have these podcast spaces where people can, like, have the ring lights like I do, doing all sorts of shit and just talk the shit. And now that you have those people that have a face, people attach to those type of people. But then I noticed that, I'm not going to get into the other ring. We
Now
gonna
had
play.
an enemy which was climbing rapidly up the ranks. Things slowly
Big
start
facts,
to get
Jay. Oh
ugly
yeah, the
in
vibes
stage
is
4
changing in
unravel.
2026.
I
let me tell
really
you.
think this is Drake's lowest point yet in terms of level of effort. He really put almost nothing into this
People
record.
get fat, washed up, and lazy, completely
whoopie
losing
whoop.
their ability to stick together, innovate, or adapt to any new obstacles. At this point, the movement becomes so normalized in the mainstream that it loses its ability to challenge.
Oversaturated.
The once fresh and lively cultural movement is reduced to a cheap trend, an emblem to be worn rather than a piece of resistance that demands reflection and action.
I will say, that freshman class that they keep showing with the 21s, the Kodaks, would you say that they have made like an impacting legendary status on the game? Kind of like that 2010 class, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say the 2010 class is probably like the only class out of the, what do you want to call them, the 10s? You know what I'm saying? The only class out of the 10s that really have like really solidified themselves, you know what I mean, as far as like multiple artists. You know what I mean? I don't know any other person out there. Let me know if y'all disagree. You know what I mean? But out of the 2010s, I feel like 2010 produced the most successful, long-lasting artist in rap. You know what I mean? You have 21 Savage, who they keep showing, who's the only one. Maybe a little splash of Kodak, and then Uzi Vert. But is Uzi Vert rap? Or I call him rock and rap. You know what I mean? But and as far as hip hop and rap goes, it's really 21 out of that class. And what is that, 2014, whatever class that was or whatever. So like, out of the 2010s, I think it's really just that Drake, Cole, Wale's, Kendrick's. You know what I mean? Y'all can let me know in the comments and stuff below. But yeah, I pose that question to y'all.
Social justice movement went from rallying people towards a common goal to pointless exercises of power over celebrities and athletes who didn't pass the moral purity test. The moral standards would only go higher and higher as time went by, until even the people inside the movement couldn't live up to them anymore. At that point, the focus turned inward, and the progressive sphere started devouring itself from the inside out.
Word to my mother, I really got the Joe Biden pinatas on deck.
People moved past COVID like it never happened and went right back outside. Y2K aesthetic dominates everything. Baggy pants are back in style. It's a new day where virality is more important than ever. Streamers have become the new celebrities. Yego's DEFCON 3.
You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that.
Barbenheimer. Hip-hop is rapidly falling off both in quality and popularity. Nobody knows what to do. How do you stop stage?
You think I'm feeling you, this nigga a munch girl.
Stage 4 from happening? Well, the answer is simple. You don't. There's really only one thing you can do at this point. Speed up the inevitable.
Yep, get it over with. Watch the party die, dog.
For most rap fans, Kendrick Lamar was always everything Drake couldn't be. He was hailed as hip-hop's golden child right at the start of his mainstream run, quickly becoming the critic and fan favorite.
Like, this is good hip-hop. This is positive hip-hop. This is the kind of hip-hop that we need, that's commenting on social issues.
It was the one section of the audience Drake could never win over, despite trying his hardest. See, unlike Aubrey, Kendrick's main strength wasn't getting on the radio. It was creating meticulous masterpieces, timeless bodies of work, which set him apart from...
And what I will say here is that Kendrick is probably like a prime example of like somebody who represents that, and that you have to go dig to find that, because there's plenty of artists out there like that. It's just that you have the Drakes and the Drake styles, or whatever Drake style that he wanted to steal, you know what I'm saying? Or sorry, whatever style Drake wanted to steal, those was what was getting pushed and popularized, because Drake was at the top of the food chain as far as what's going to get pushed. And if Drake if Drake co-signed it or stole it, that was what was gonna always continue to be pushed. I mean, shit, homie stole Ice Spice's flow, bro. So they still look for him to steal things and shit. You know what I mean? So it's like you can find rappers like Kendrick out there. Hip hop ain't died, dog. It's just that these whack ass niggas keep multiplying.
the rest of the rap game. He was the one people counted on to lead hip hop into a brighter tomorrow. Even as the SoundCloud wave hit and melodic trap took over, he adapted, wrestling with Drake for the throne of hip hop well into the 2010s. But then he disappeared, and that allowed Drake to take the reins and lead the way as hip hop's #1. Fast forward to 2023, and Drake is scoring his 14th #1 album, while the genre is in a free fall, deteriorating into a dark pit of pathetic gimmicks and desperate trend chasers. Fans were increasingly unhappy, but the mainstream was still eating it up. Truthfully, this corrosive climate suited Drake. As the biggest rapper in the world and a notorious trend chaser himself, he stood only to gain from the lack of quality and depth.
See, I know a lot of people will say hip-hop is missing. I'm going to put air quotes on this when I say this, because hip-hop is missing Drake. But let me ask you this. Did Drake ruin hip-hop? Did Drake ruin hip-hop versus the fact that we need Drake? I think Drake might have ruined hip-hop, because look at what Drake has created. Drake has created all these sassy monsters. You know what I'm saying? He's created all these like zest monsters, all these whack ass rappers, these whack ass flows, the quotable rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always said this. Like, this is not even no Drake Kendrick beef, nothing. Like, I've always been consistent like this with Drake for a while. Like, has Drake actually ruined hip hop? Are we at that point where we can say Drake might have ruined hip hop because of what he's created? Like, what would Drake's offsprings be? Because a lot of people are influenced by a lot of rappers like the Waynes, the M's, you know what I'm saying, the J's, the Nas's. Are these new motherfuckers influenced by like the Drakes and their styles and stuff like that, or whatever style Drake steals? Question for you guys. I don't know. Sumos, what's poppin'? Happy New Year, dog.
The average listener had become accustomed to. Things couldn't go on this way. Something had to be done. And the Golden Child knew exactly what that was.
The king is back! Oh shit!
He's rapping! Motherfuck the big three. Nigga, it's just big me.
Seriously, Kendrick?
Wow.
It's a lot of goofies with a check.
Kendrick's the best. Kendrick's the best rapper. Kendrick is
I've always said Kendrick's my favorite.
Bully, I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it.
I'm literally uploading Drake's diss right now. How do you have a response up before this even uploaded?
Dear Aubrey.
Kendrick, relax!
Hey, he going crazy
Kendrick,
right now.
Honestly, this was a special moment in hip hop. And this was, you know, what's funny about this segment here is that you're seeing the separation of two, because you watch the whole Drake segment and you watch how people treated rap and looked at rap, and look at the pure excitement and pure anticipation, pure just everything that hip hop embodies. You know what I'm saying? From all these people that they showed reacting to it. Shout out to all these reactors in the video and stuff. But like, this is where there was a cultural divide. The Drake Kendrick beef created a cultural divide as far as what hip hop was and what hip hop ain't. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, that's when you started seeing that a lot of people weren't actually hip hop heads like you thought they was. They was more, I like good songs, I like this with no substance. And then you had people that was like, nah, I like hip hop, I like rap, I like this style. Like for me, this is when the moment I became a Kendrick fan. I will say that straight up. You know what I'm saying? I became a Kendrick fan, and if anybody knows me, when you're rapping and when you're supposed to be the great, I don't consider you that until I see you in the heat of battle, until somebody's testing your pen, until you're tested. And Kendrick did everything because this was very hip hop esque. Like if you follow any hip hop battle, any hip hop beef throughout the history of like rap and hip hop, you lived and loved this. You know what I'm saying? You lived and loved for this type of moment. So this brought hip hop back, real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It brought back music again. It brought back a lot because look what followed up after. I mean, shit, where's Drake today? It's about to be 2026. We still ain't get a solo project from Iceman yet. I'm just saying.
Ew. And we gotta raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking. Fuck a rap battle.
Wait, I can't take this. This is too much.
Niggas
Why
is hurt.
believe you? You never gave us nothing to believe in. Cause you lied about religious views. You lied about your surgery.
A rebellion, an uprising led to one of the biggest cultural events of the 2020s.
Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1.
A rap battle in which Kendrick Lamar destroyed Drake, slaying the flag bearer of late-stage commercial trap, and
Doing
finally
this shit now.
saying what the culture was feeling out loud. Enough with the hollow, lazy, and unoriginal.
Big facts, though.
We need music that's
Because you know what's funny is that once this battle happened, Kendrick dropped that masterpiece with GNX. GNX dropped in what, 2024? We're in 2026. We still don't got Iceman. We still don't have Iceman, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we still do not have Iceman. He's gave us a couple of bricks and duds of singles and shit that came and went, because let's just be honest, they were microwaved ass, nuked ass music. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people try to ignore the fact that he gave us like basically a fucking album already with just, solo tracks and solo tracks, but we'll leave that in 2024 and 2025 and shit. I guess we'll leave that there. But we still have not gotten a solo project, and it's been 2-3 years. And a lot of people said he needed to be in timeout, so I guess, nigga, timeout's up. Fuck it. Timeout is up, B. Fuck all that. Drop that Iceman shit, nigga.
creative, deep, and inspired. Everybody had their fun, but now the party is over, and it's time for something real.
Time for that rap shit again. Clips, Jid, Kendrick.
If you say you're voting for Trump, suddenly you're a Nazi, you're Hitler, you're garbage. Enough. They just want.
It's funny. I mean, if you fell for this shit again the second time, that's why I just sit back in silence with this, because I'm just like, yo, y'all fell for it again the second time. This is what people genuinely wanted. They wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like the world. I said this from the moment that Make America Great happen. The world was not ready to deal with that much change. They was mad at the fact. The world was mad at the fact that a black man was doing what he was doing in America, whatever you want to look at it. But the fact that he was in power, America did not like that, because if they liked it, Hillary would have really been the president. But the MAGA shit was working. The MAGA shit really hit home for the dummies. It hit home for the dummies that was mad for like 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And then you got into another old ass white dude. You know what I'm saying? Because then all we did was just put two old ass white dudes back in office and shit, back to back. That's how I looked at it. I was like, yo, we got to be progressive with other things, like, you know, saying putting younger people in this shit. Don't matter, like the race or creed. Like, fuck all these old ass white dudes that had this 1930s ass way of thinking this shit, but then fool everybody else. Like, that was really the mistake with that. But once again, putting that motherfucker back in office again, motherfuckers fell for the okie doke, however you want to look at it.
No Trump, no matter what, and they're willing to gaslight themselves.
Hey, so remember all those anti-woke guys from earlier in the video? Yeah, they didn't go away. As a matter of fact, they
didn't go away.
Multiplied and grew stronger.
Yeah, these whack
as the
ass
public
motherfuckers kept multiplying for
further
real.
and further
It's crazy.
away from social progressivism. It wasn't just a fleeting feeling. It was a burning hatred towards the status quo that required drastic change. A fire had been started, and no one was putting it out.
It is now official. CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any.
Terrible. Terrible.
Of the United States.
So terrible.
The former president's comeback.
Awful. Oh my god.
I'm
so
going
disgusting.
to admit I am a little surprised that they won so much.
It was finally official.
That's the thing. People had the Pikachu face for this shit, and I'm just like, bruh, y'all don't understand. Y'all not seeing what's going on. He wasn't even supposed to be out the first time. That's what I always said. I always said the way people reacted the first time, I was like, oh, if this man puts his name in the ballot, he's winning guaranteed. He is winning guaranteed. Mainly because of how people reacted the first time, because he wasn't supposed to leave the first time. If he would have never left the first time, we would have never had this problem. But I don't think people was able to put up with 8 years of it. But here's the thing, we have short-term memory problems. So because people were so mad that he didn't get in the first time, he was like, fuck that. The next time he comes in, we're going to vote. But forgetting that he already fucked up shit the first 4. But then we had this whole thing where people be like, nah, we really like him, like he's good. So we're back into that same rinse and repeat cycle again, where people are hating him again, or, you know, he's getting disapproval, you know what I'm saying, raises and shit from people because people really ain't fucking with it now. You got people on the internet, you know what I'm saying, you got you got these people with these spaces that might promote it like it's something else, but we already know, you know, what's the song like what we was just listening to? You and I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't fucking with this dude again. Like, people made the mistake again, but they fell for it because he's a con man. He's a good selling. He sells things really well. I listen. He almost convinces me with things, but then I'll be like, nah, hold up. So I get it.
We were now in
stage 5.
Death.
And that's it. Here we are. It was just announced that for the first time in 35 years, hip-hop spent an entire week without a single song in the top 40 of the charts. The biggest trap releases of the year have all flopped diabolically, and even the average Joes are bored at this point.
Rap is cool and all, but it's getting outplayed, bro. They talk about hoes, money.
It's the same topics, like every single
17 bodies last night, them all in the head. Ain't nobody catching.
Okay, the problem is with this whole, I'm glad we're here at this point again, but the problem is with the whole hip hop is dying is that you have too many motherfuckers like this that y'all let get popping and trend. Just get up on here and listen to whack motherfuckers say some dumb shit and then say what they feel about the dumb shit that's being played. It's like, yo, y'all enable it. Like, the people that push this whack shit enable the whack shit, because it's, once again, there's so much music out here available that there's dope music out here and dope lyricists. Like, but here's the thing, when they talk about what people are talking about, I can tell people don't actually be listening, because you go and listen to what other people say, and that isn't mainstream, because this is a mainstream, like, independent hip-hop argument right now. You go and listen to an independent artist, and they'll say what they just said, and you'll listen to the independent guy, and they rap about the same thing. So it's like, really, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you guys not really listen? Do people not dig enough? Do people, like, I don't understand what it is, but people just want to get online and just say things. Like, that's really what it boils down to. I think people just want to get online and say things.
Hey, I hope you get caught soon, my brother.
We know that your body's T. We know that you have good poom poom. We know that you
stop playing rap for the most part, and honestly, I've come to realize it's probably the worst genre there is. Like,
See, but look at the names and look at the people that they're pushing, bro. Like, and that's what my biggest gripe was. Like, when you're gonna, if you're gonna tell me that hip hop's dead, and then I'd be like, oh, who's a poppin' artist that you listen to? And you're gonna tell me Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, NBA YoungBoy, like 21 Savage. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna tell me that those are the people that you find popping, then I don't need to have that conversation with you, because I don't even like, I love hip hop and I love this rap shit, and none of those people ever get any play in my whip, on my free time. Like, none of those artists get any play. Like, they get zero play. Like, if they got an album or a feature with somebody, I might give a little peep to that solo track, but they don't get no spins over here, because there's a lot more other artists. And in 50 years of hip hop, 50. Remember, this is 50 years of hip hop, dog. You can't tell me that after 50 years that you're gonna be like, yes, hip hop's whack because of these artists that are popping in the now, because of the radio, the mainstream, or whatever is mainstream now. Because I think people get their, I'm talking like an old ass nigga, like, people get their music from what's being streamed and what's being shared and what's popping. But like, if you're outside in the clubs and doing all that other shit, that's what's being played in there. You're not gonna get that 90s before 2005 feel about how music like is supposed to hit. You're not gonna get that. You're not gonna find that in today's world. You're gonna find exactly what y'all gonna get exactly what y'all don't like, which is this bullshit about, you know, WAP and all of that. But that's what y'all enabled. The fans enabled this shit, dog. The brainless enabled that. You know what I mean? That's really what it is.
Stage 5 is where the movement becomes culturally irrelevant and a complete non-factor in the mainstream. Those from the movement may still try to recapture an old flame, a moment that got lost in
Happy
time.
New Year's,
but
my
the
guy,
people
Knowledge.
have already moved on. The old moves don't work anymore. The shots aren't falling, and the crowd is as quiet as a church mouse. The power has been completely stripped from its previous holders and put into the hands of
whack
people
rappers,
who were made
that'll
to feel
happen.
silenced, mocked, and left out before. The culture is theirs to shape now.
The liberal mob's lashing out at Euphoria star Sydney Sweeney, calling her racist after she posted photos from her mom's 60th birthday party.
My jeans are blue.
That's the jeans girl, ain't it?
Sweeney has great jeans.
Oh, this ain't that jeans girl?
White people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
Miss Tan, genetics. I just got my color analysis back.
There is a cultural shift
Damn, in a
happening
Dunkin'
in the
Donuts
US. We're
commercial?
seeing a move away, even in these commercials that are so typically woke.
The zeitgeist showed it wasn't cool to be progressive or liberal.
When you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people. And you equate that with danger.
Another human I would just deport immediately.
We are just so unbelievably
Look at all these whack ass motherfuckers that be popping this shit. All these motherfucking whack ass losers that be doing this shit. It's crazy that y'all people, not y'all people that I'm talking to, but people out there be like sucking into this shit and then wonder why people look at them as fucking losers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just remember, when the 4 years is up, I will say this. When the 4 years is up, all of these people are not going to exist as far as like the popularity that's going on right now. In 4 years, this shit will be dead. Because remember, 4 years ago or last year, these motherfuckers wasn't out here like that. They only started popping up when like it started ramping up. But it was real quiet for 4 years up until this motherfucker got back up. And then it was very, very quiet prior to that, before this motherfucker got in that first 4, it was very quiet. So it's only when Agent Orange comes into play, these people come outside their caves and start acting a fool. Because these be the same people that when things don't go their way or when shit goes left, they do the WWE promo videos and be screaming in front of their cameras or crying like little bitches and shit in front of their cameras when things go left. So like, you know, don't put no stock into these motherfuckers. Let them do what they gotta do. Like, yeah, they making some bread, but hey, fuck it. Time will be up in the next 3 years.
Up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood.
Platforms no longer care about political correctness. Corporations no longer celebrate Pride Month.
Google, no change. IBM, no change. Microsoft, no change.
Or any month for that matter. It's like they never cared about anything. Wow. Interesting.
Even Starbucks roached out on the gays?
Country is taken over as the most popular genre of music.
You have been the light of the day. You are such a gift.
You brought such light.
Look around you. Everything is
Damn,
a
that's
byproduct
Ariana
of what
Grande now,
came
Black
before.
Yana.
The overbearing
Damn, so the girl that went Black Yana went to that.
need for social responsibility and pure morals of years
Look at all these
past has now
sellouts
been
for the money.
replaced by a culture ready to eat up whatever seems
All for the
authentic,
money, baby.
no matter how shitty at its core. When something feels too clean, people crave mess. When everything's ironic, sincerity starts to look rebellious. Every era gives us ideas and moments that change the world as we know it. Then we move on. The social justice movement didn't vanish, it dissolved. It was absorbed into the culture. The language changed, the expectations changed, and the boundaries moved. And once that happens, it stops feeling like
it only got flipped because, you know, Agent Orange is in the building.
Like a movement at all, and just becomes the new normal. The past decade of hip-hop has been liberating. The genre doesn't take itself nearly as seriously anymore. The gender norms have been broken, and artists are free to bend their voices, their images, and their identities however they want. The demand for change has been met. The movement has served its purpose. Death is inevitable. Death is healthy. Nothing, no sound, no movement, no era can or should stay mainstream forever. Now that the people have made their money and the vultures have moved on, it's time for a reset. It's time to go back underground and come up with something new. The Kendrick-Drake beef wasn't just a rap moment. It was a reminder. Culture changes when someone chooses to change it. When people stand up and decide the old rules don't apply anymore. Every era ends the same way, with a spark, a fracture, a moment no one saw coming. And maybe, just maybe, we're closer to that moment than we think.
That was a dope little piece. That was a dope ass piece, dog.
But you want to see these two worlds collide? Watch this, okay? Bitter MAGA nerd thinks rap is a psyop to destroy society.
That's funny. Yo, shout out to this guy. He's getting my sub for that. He's getting my subby for that, man. That was dope. What I gotta say is that was a great breakdown of just the culture shift. You know what I mean? From 10 years now. I don't know how old homie is, so he started from 2014. So that's why I said for me, I had 3 different moments of a culture shift. You know what I'm saying? He's recognizing and identifying that same culture shift that I seen before 2014. So it's pretty dope that I was able to recognize what he was pointing out in that current time from that date that I seen 6 years prior, because I'm just a little bit older, I think. You know, I can just tell that he might be like a little younger than me, maybe a lot younger. He might be in his 20s. I'm almost 40. So it's just a whole lot different as far as like how I'm going to view things and see things. But that was well put together. I don't agree with it. Like, I'm not going to go with the whole hip hop is dying narrative. I can't go with that, mainly because even just what I do on this channel here and the music that I keep coming across, hip hop is not dead at all. It's just that people are looking in the wrong places, and what's being pushed and promoted is whack hip hop. That is killing the genre. I will say what's being promoted and that's being pushed out there, what's being popularized, is what's killing the genre of hip hop. Because yes, there's music out there, like, I get it, because you're gonna have that music that's out there where it's for the club, it's for the bop, it's all of that. But when it's oversaturated and you don't get a balance, that's when you start losing the plot of what the genre's about. And there's no balance in good music, or sorry, in good hip hop and bad, and not bad hip hop, but like I'll call it bop hip hop, because I think that music's good for a certain certain setting, in a certain situation, in a certain just time of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't something that, you know, I need to listen to because I'm not outside in the club. I'm not doing all that shit all day. So I get it in that regard. But overall, I'm going to give that piece 5 couches. I don't really disagree with too much out of that outside of literally the hip hop is dying. I think people just need to stop enabling this whack ass rap and push the stuff that's real hip hop. That's the only way you really save hip hop, because there's plenty of artists out there doing it. But I always go back to this too, and I'll leave on this note. The consumers of hip hop, when it comes to what's being pushed in the mainstream, sadly is white America. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying sadly, that might be the wrong choice of words, but we're sticking with it because I just said it off the cuff. But white America is what consumes a lot of the music out there. So if they like that boppy, simplified, unrelatable stuff, but it's simple for them, they'll love it until they get sick of it. And then normally, who's going to turn the ships of those tides are the people that consume that, which is white America. And once they say we're good on this, then it's dead apparently. But us real hip hop fans, you know what I'm saying, black or white, will dig deeper into that. But the consumers are not going to dig into that. So it's on us as the true hip hop heads and on people that really fuck with it to push the dope MCs and the dope music out there. So that's where I leave with that. That was a dope piece. Shout out to that young man for putting that together. And that's how we conclude with 2025 as a reflection and a recap on just the last 10 years. And it kind of covers everything that we've had going on the last 10 years as far as like the popularity of what we're doing now is podding and reaction channels and talking about music and having these spaces. It's right along the line. So we watched a 10-year fucking plot. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. We out of here. Peace.